I am feeling so good because I was able to deposit some money for our savings and sinking funds into our account. Whoop, whoop. That's right. That's right. Building up that savings. Hello and welcome for another episode of My Chaotic Budget. My name is Sandra, and on this channel we do all things budget related as it pertains to mine and my husband's paychecks. And in this episode, we are going to check and see what our paycheck looked like for July 24th. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you to everyone who has recently subscribed. Thank you so much for sending me kind and motivating words. I love it all. It is really helping me get motivated and to stay on track. I am going to go ahead and get into my paycheck. I only get paid once a month, and so it's not very exciting. My husband is the one who gets paid bi-weekly, and when I get my own paycheck, it's interesting. Because, of course, my paycheck has to go and cover all of the bills that happen at the beginning of a month or anything that has been left unpaid at the end of the month. Let's take a quick look at what our plan was for this paycheck. I do try to keep you all up to date with what I do, and it's kind of crazy. So my husband and I had made the decision, well, mostly me, because my husband doesn't really like to talk about the budget. Anytime that I do, it gets a little heated, and I'm pretty sure that that can be the same in any relationship. But mainly the biggest thing that I had decided to do is to combine our paychecks for July 24th and the 30th. That way it could feel more like a magic paycheck, because my husband did end up getting 3 paychecks in the month of July. Oh, he hasn't gotten the third one yet, but I wanted to try my best to make it work. So if you can take a look here, I listed out all the bills that we would be sharing when it comes to these 2 paychecks. Now, of course, I got paid, and because I got paid, mine's on the 24th. Therefore, I cannot cover all of these bills with my own paycheck. I do have to wait for his paycheck to kick in. So in essence, even though all of this was combined, I still have to make 2 separate paycheck budgets, so that way I can make it work. The only thing is that I've already planned out what both paychecks need to cover. If that's confusing, welcome to my world. So here I went ahead and I wrote out the things that I am taking care of with my paycheck, and whatever is not taken care of, I will do on a separate one for my husband's paycheck on the 30th. So let's get into what I've taken care of with my paycheck. You'll see that I was able to bring in $2,319.21. I did get some extra pay for work that I did outside of my contract, which is very helpful. I'm super grateful for that. It's going to be amazing to be able to have a little extra wiggle room to pay, especially for the back to school supplies, back to school clothes, etc. My daughters, they don't really ask for too much when it comes to clothing, but I do know that if they do find something they like, I don't want to say no. I just want to make sure that we get things that they will wear and that fits them well. I went ahead and I paid the bills here. You'll see I paid Old Navy. I paid Target. Whoop, whoop. I paid Target, guys. Look at that. I paid $416 to Target. And that means I hit my goal for the month of July of hitting over the $432. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. That's right. I did, because look, I made a previous payment, but the interest kicked in, and then of course I did use the account. So I'm going to put here, this was a payment, this is a payment, but this was interest and this was a purchase. So I did make sure that I put in what I spent. So I have here 416. So this is prior to interest kicking in. We are now down to $720.64. We are going to pay that off by September. Pet insurance is going to be, of course, auto pay. So I have that down for $87.90. Light bill, I did pay that. So that's already been taken care of. It came out to $220.30. Our Spectrum bill, this is, of course, for our internet. I already paid that. This is for Sony. It's a gaming subscription. This is an auto pay, so I do have that already saved into the account to pay for it when it does get taken out. Water bill came out to $63.85. And the US Bank, I did pay that and it hurts. But like I said, I'm trying to pay it down because we did use this to purchase a water heater. And therefore, we do need to pay this down as quickly as we can. All of our bills totaled out to $1,508.87. So if I take that away from here, which I did add our rollover, which we had a rollover of $108.98. And I did have the money come in from the Ally account to help pay for Target, which was in the savings account for just a little while. So that way we wouldn't touch it and we wouldn't spend it. It was $252. And so that totaled to our income being $2680.19. So if we have $2680.19 and we take away the $1508.87, that leaves us with 11,000. I wish. That leaves us with $1,171.32. I did move the $30. I did move it over here for the Target payment. So this is gonna total out to a different amount because, of course, like I said, I move things around to pay this. So we have the Sephora. We did that. We do have the debt snowball for Amazon. I went ahead and I did it since we had rollover. I went ahead and I took out that. I've already taken out double for extra payment. So when my husband gets paid, I don't have to take it out. I've already done it here. So that way we're good to go. And the yearly fee, I took out double for that as well. And so that's $25.25 for each of the paychecks. So that's already been taken care of. And I did pull out emergency cash to have on hand for any situation that requires cash instead of debit. And so I have that available too. And that totaled out to $274. Editing Sandra here. I forgot to add $85 to our total income. So I'll have to correct that in the future. But that's for our high yield savings account. So we're going to take away $274. And that leaves us with $897.32. Now, like I said, the amounts are going to be different over here because this is for closeout. When I do the closeout, I will have that all taken care of. $897.32 is what we had left. And so I am currently putting $300 towards groceries. I'm putting $180 towards dining out because I am going back to work and I will need meal money for myself. My husband, of course, when he's at work, he needs meal money. And so that's basically should cover us for 2 weeks for both he and I. I don't eat very expensive meals. I try not to. I try to keep myself limited to like McDonald's, Taco Bell. That's for me personally because I don't need to eat that much when I'm at work. I just need to have something to get me through the day, and then I save my big meal for dinner. And then, of course, I will be cooking dinner when I come home from work. Gas, I put $100, and spending, put the rest at $317.32. Now, this will also include $100 that is going to go towards school supplies. So this seems more than what we have planned for spending, but it's because I do plan on spending some of this money towards my children's school supplies. I'm not going to go into the store to buy the school supplies, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't want to go inside the store because I'm afraid I'm going to buy more. I should write that down, guys. That is a very good rhyme. Stay away from the store because you will buy more. Boom. And that's why I'm just going to go ahead because once I see things totaling up and I see how much it adds to, then I can go ahead and say, you know what? No, I'm going to stop right here and I'm going to wait until my husband gets paid. I think that that's a good approach. I don't think I will be needing to spend too much more. So yeah, for sure, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And that totals out to the remainder of $897.32, which of course puts us at that zero-based budget, which we love. And I'm just hoping that things go well. So let me go ahead and show you our expense tracker real quick. So this here, of course, is my little ledger book that I got from Amazon. Absolutely loving it. It's easy for me to keep track, something I can easily put into my purse, and if I need to, I can mark it down already, or if I need to reference it to see how much do we really have, because remember, your bank account doesn't update. Sometimes it takes 3 to 4 business days before anything that you do clears, and I want to make sure that I am aware of what we have. So I've already done this, which my next video will hopefully be a closeout for the past paycheck on July 16th. I'll be working on the closeout there, but you'll see that I transferred $108.98 of rollover to this paycheck. So we're already here. We're already on July 24th, and you'll see here that here's my rollover, but I did do the transfer for the Ally account. I transferred that for extra debt, which I should probably make a quick note here. Extra debt. And so that way I could add it to my account, and then I would have it available for when I made my target payment. So that put us at $360.98. My check, this is the amount that I'm sharing with you guys. So it's $2,319.21. Then of course I paid the target bill of $416, and that is including the $252, the debt snowballs, and the extra debt payment that I was going to make. So all of this together came out to $416, and we made that payment. I paid the light bill, I paid Spectrum, I paid Old Navy, I paid US Bank, I paid our water bill, and here at the bottom I have the auto pays, and I put a little A. I know this says tax, but I just went ahead and put A's here for auto pay, knowing that this will not come out yet. So when I balance in my checkbook, or when I balance my bank account, I can go in and I say, okay, that's what we have, and then I take these out, and then I see if it equals to what I actually have available here. I did do my sinking funds, and I did withdraw $150, so that way I could have the emergency cash, and I have my yearly fee. And then we had our Chick-fil-A Friday on a Thursday. We always have Chick-fil-A, and we were able to get it at a lower price this time because we did have some points, and it made a difference in what we ended up paying. And my husband, he has been wanting this video game for the Switch, which was a Donkey Kong game, and so he paid for that. Well, we paid for that, and that came out to $75.76. And then I made my Ally savings account transfer of $85. So this is where we are at when it comes to our account. Now, we do still have my husband's paycheck that will come in. And so on this one, I will not do an official closeout on this account, because I will go ahead and I will roll it over, and I will continue when my husband gets paid, so that way we can have it combined, and then we can do a bigger closeout. That's how I'm doing it. If it's confusing and chaotic, like I said, welcome to my world. So this is what we have left for our groceries, for our dining out, for our gas, and for our spending. This is where we're at. Tell me your thoughts. Let me know how you're doing on your end of July budget, and maybe there's something we can share together. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'll see you all in the next one. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.